In today's news, Ripple CTO David Schwartz just confirmed what is going to be the critical factor to drive value to XRP. It is its use case, maintaining its privileged role as a bridging asset on the XRP ledger, thus confirming that XRP is about to explode in value. Take a listen.
People are going to have different use cases and different demands and needs. And the XRP has a privileged place on the XRP ledger. Through pathfinding, always looks for XRP liquidity first. The auto bridging causes trades to automatically look at XRP liquidity where they don't automatically look at any other liquidity. So XRP is always going to have a privileged place as a bridge asset on the XRP ledger, and stablecoin ecosystem is not going to change that. It's just going to enable more use cases.
So, as you just heard, another crucial key point he mentioned is that the introduction of the stablecoin ecosystem will enable more use cases on the XRP ledger, but XRP will still maintain its role as the first responder, if you will, as the primary bridging asset for liquidity on the XRP ledger. And actually, speaking of stablecoins, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse just confirmed its official name. This is massive. Pay attention.
The name of the Ripple stablecoin will be RLUSD. I like to call it Real USD, Ripple USD. We're very excited about this. I also will emphasize, as I've emphasized many times, we think this is very much complementary, additive to what the overall XRP ecosystem is doing.
The Real USD, Ripple USD, the RLUSD, is confirmed and should be launched before the end of this year, which is huge news just in time for crypto and stablecoin regulations, just as the final judgment for the lawsuit is coming to its conclusion and Ripple and XRP should come out victorious. This is all part of the plan. For years and years now, it's all been part of the plan for Ripple to take over, especially as the BRICS alliance continue to accelerate their developments. But before I get into that groundbreaking announcement, Ripple and Archax have just released another huge announcement. This is massive news. Archax and Ripple announced an extension to their existing collaboration, expected to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized real-world assets onto the XRP ledger over the coming years. This is absolutely insane. And remember this interview with Graham Rodford, CEO of Archax, predicting that by 2025, which is only next year, 1 year away now, the XRP ledger could be processing $50 trillion. Pay attention.
Yeah, probably a bit more bullish, but I have been for 6 years and we're slightly behind my original projections. But the total market is 1.4 quadrillion, everything that's ever out there. And if you start looking across any of those asset classes, they're all starting to move on chain already. And the ease with which we've seen people interested in the money market fund, tokenized treasuries and those types of instruments, the support for stablecoins, when you're talking about replacing cash, when I see DTCC, Euroclear, Clearstream, it only takes one of them to flip onto natively digital, and that's trillions of assets on its own that move. So, tens of trillions, I think we could see. And bearing in mind it's 1.4 quadrillion, this is still a tiny slice of a huge market. 30 to 50 trillion, all on XRP, all trading on Archax.
Here we go, $50 trillion.
And again, this is all possible thanks to Ripple's partnerships like Archax, thanks to their announcements like David Schwartz made about XRP maintaining its primary position to drive liquidity on the XRP ledger. But that is not all, as David Schwartz also confirms another key factor to driving the value of XRP is its use for international payments. Take a listen.
XRP is always going to have a special place as a sort of liquidity tool on the XRP ledger. In the payment space, I think XRP, because of high speed, low cost, and the sort of lack of things like MEV and block producers who are trying to tax transactions, it's going to remain a good intermediary currency for international payments. Ripple's going to continue to use it for cross-border payments, where it works well. We're not going to make our customers use an inferior solution to make us happy. It's on us to make XRP, be a viable solution. But again, the big thing, I think one of the things probably motivating this is the launch of the stablecoin with the idea that one will cannibalize the other. I just want to make a point that the current use for XRP is a tiny fraction of the things that people could be using it for. The market is so early and we can't, it's impossible for us to cannibalize ourselves. It's like if an ecosystem is 1% of what it should be, trying to fight over that 1%, that's not what's going to happen, right? We want to grow the pie, and I think there's lots of room for XRP to grow, and there's lots of room for a stablecoin to grow and to be used, in different use cases. There are some use cases where volatility is absolutely fine, and of course, in some use cases like the AMM, where volatility is actually a plus. Particularly for cross-border payments, you don't have to hold the asset for very long. So if you're thinking, well, I want to use an asset for cross-border payments, but I don't want to be exposed to its volatility, there are plenty of entities who consider exposure to XRP volatility a net positive, right? Like there are people, like if you wanted to have exposure to any cryptocurrency, whether it was XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, if you wanted exposure to it, you would generally pay for that exposure. That's why people hold Bitcoin, right? They want exposure to the upside. They pay for that upside. And so if you're worried about exposure to both the upside and the downside in payments, there are any number of parties who will gladly take the upside and downside, together.
XRP, for this reason as well, is destined therefore to be worth in the thousands of dollars, and especially as the BRICS alliance continue to accelerate their developments. Thailand announced their plans that they will be joining the BRICS alliance hopefully, and the Thai banking system is deeply embedded into the Ripple network through various channels, which is very bullish news again for XRP and their growing connection to the BRICS nation in the growing power of the BRICS alliance. This is huge news. XRP is going to be worth so much more. It's dirt cheap right now, and that is not all. Bank of America Ripple partner recently confirmed that partial de-dollarization is here to stay, and unsurprisingly it looks like they were right, as just yesterday Russia stock market officially announced that they are halting USD and Euro trading and transactions, thus dumping both currencies. And now to add further more salt into the ever-growing wounds of the United States, a potential crisis is on the way as China dumps US treasuries. Listen closely.
China's gold rush, the one chart of gold being accumulated by China in white and the disaccumulation of the USDTs and treasuries in red. So China's holding of treasuries going down. No surprise there after the Russian events, and gold accumulation in billions absolutely going up. How does this play out and how does this movie end?
Francis, if you and I understand the difference between a treasury and gold, I mean, treasuries are a sovereign obligation that can be defaulted on. Gold can never default. The Chinese certainly understand this. There's your chart. They're selling treasuries and buying gold. How does it all play out in the end? I think it's pure math at this point that in current dollar terms, whether it be by printing or outright default, there's going to be a default in the US Treasury market, and that will spread to credit all over the world. That's your final outcome. The Fed is going to be buying treasuries directly from the Treasury. And at this point, the Fed and Treasury merged together. It's an in-house circle, if you will.
Now, the reason this is big news is because this is directly related to USDT Tether. With the imminent release of the real USD, the RLUSD, Ripple's new stablecoin, Ripple will flip, destroy, cannibalize Tether and drive more liquidity onto the XRP ledger, where the value of XRP will start showcasing its true colors. XRP is a gas token. This is also true with swapping the stablecoins. XRP is a gas token for settlements. The more assets / tokens on the XRP ledger, the more XRP is needed to transact on the network, and thus the value of XRP will increase. And with partnerships like we've seen with Archax, but also with Xrpl, which connects to over 60 blockchains, all the major EVM chains, L2s, Cosmos IBC chains, XRP is going to be worth in the thousands. Take a listen.
So with Xrpl, this is something that we've been working on for the last 3 years. Xrpl today, as I mentioned, connects to 60 plus blockchains, all the major EVM chains, L2s, as well as the Cosmos IBC chains. And what we're doing with Ripple is something that's incredibly exciting. We're going to be connecting both Xrpl as well as the new EVM sidechain so that they have full interoperability to all of the existing chains on the Xrpl network. So now imagine a world where you can bridge any asset from these EVM and Cosmos chain to Xrpl and the other way back. The XRP can now be available on any of these chains, as well as the tokenized assets, RWAs, that the Ripple team has been busy building. But this is just the beginning.
This is why Don't look short term, think long term, and I'll see you in the next one.